It's 1990 in Colorado Springs. Jennifer Reale is wishing she never married her soldier husband, Ben. He's strict, controlling, judgmental.
Have you been using that gym membership I got you?
Yeah, why?
Your ass looks like Jell-O.
What do you expect after you've had 2 kids?
Her husband was emotionally abusive, always denigrating what she was doing. She never could do anything good enough, well enough for him.
Been going to the gym twice a week.
It's not showing.
She was not living the life that she had intended for herself. She had sacrificed her dreams and had become this army wife.
Give me those.
They're not done.
I don't care.
She felt trapped, and she was not living up to her potential, and I think that created a huge frustration within her.
Jennifer's misery will soon have company.
Hi, mind if I join you?
His name is Brian Hood, a dashing 30-something with a sad story of his own. His wife, Diane, has an immune disease called lupus. She needs constant care.
He was very disappointed that his wife had lupus. She wasn't the same person that he married.
I sell life insurance.
Jennifer and Brian hit it off.
Brian Hood lit a spark in Jennifer's life that she hadn't felt for a long time.
That spark erupts a month later when Jennifer is home alone. Brian makes a house call to sell her insurance, but ends up with a better deal.
Sorry.
No, you're right.
Jennifer is torn between pent-up passion and family responsibilities. She has 2 children who need her.
I hate to ask, but an iron I can borrow.
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh.
But she has her own needs, too.
The first time Jennifer and Brian had intimate relations in her home, Jennifer was swept away. There was no returning.
The couple give in to their passion in the laundry room. For the first time in a long while, Jennifer Reale feels the warmth of a loving man.
Sexual arousal, affection, excitement, and he praised her. He lavished her with compliments, and in doing so, criticized her husband.
This would be no ordinary affair. According to Brian, it was sanctioned by God.
We're not one in the eyes of God.
What Jennifer didn't realize is that Brian was not only as dominating as her husband, but worse.
In the coming months, Brian will use religion to plant ideas in Jennifer's mind.
Thou shalt not commit adultery. When I say unto you that whosoever will lust, and I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, and whosoever shall let flee, no man is righteous.
He presented a picture of them being able to live happily ever after with their collective 5 children if both of their spouses were removed from the picture.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
To Jennifer, it's an attractive idea. But there's one thing in the way. Brian's sick wife, Diane,
It would be so much easier for him if his wife simply died.
Save the cause of fornication causeth her to commit adultery.
Brian suggests a mercy killing.
Right life, wrong woman.
Part of the way that he convinced her was to use these Bible passages to convince her that it was God's will that Diane should die and that Jenny should relieve her of her suffering.
Jennifer is being asked to murder. Somehow, in her mind, she's starting to feel it's the right thing to do. For the victim, for her new lover, and for God.
Right life, wrong woman.
That's my first experience with anybody using the Bible to manipulate somebody to do a cold-blooded murder. Especially when the Bible says you shall not kill.
Soon, Jennifer will defy the Bible and her instincts. Disillusioned housewife Jennifer Reale is having a steamy affair with insurance salesman Brian Hood. But they're plotting more than illicit liaisons.
All the medication is doing is just prolonging her suffering. I can't stand being around her any longer. I think the best thing for all of us would be if she would just die.
Brian is convincing his lover that God wants to take his sick wife, and Jennifer should do the taking.
Brian Hood manipulated Jennifer Reale into doing this by using biblical phrases, trying to convince her that it was okay to kill for the purpose of putting Diane out of her misery, and that if she repented afterwards, she would be fine.
It's simply putting a woman out of her misery. It's what God wants.
She, I believe, had been beaten down by her husband and then by Brian Hood to the point where she probably didn't have control of her own volition. She felt under tremendous pressure and just wanted to get whatever was going to happen over with.
Eventually, Jennifer surrendered to the plan that Brian had developed.
The plan is for Jennifer to jump Diane Hood when she leaves a community center meeting. Brian wants it to look like a robbery gone wrong.
You will then run at her and attempt to snatch her back. When she resists, you will shoot her twice. There's got to be 2 shots. She's got to be dead.
She changed into army fatigues, some of which belonged to her husband, some of which she had purchased, and a ski mask. And she waited till 8:30 till the meeting let out.
I can't believe how well you look.
Oh, thank you. I'm feeling much better. The doctor says I'm almost normal.
What's your secret?
Take it, it's yours. I've been shot.
She was on the ground begging for her life. I'm sure she was about as scared as one could be. Jennifer stood directly over her, cocked the single-action .45 automatic, and fired the second round, subsequently killing her.
She shot her twice because she had been told, you must shoot twice to make sure that Diane was dead.
The crime snaps Jennifer back to reality.
The next morning, she woke up and realized what she'd done. She was horrified by what had happened. And she's told us that it was like awakening from a deep sleep.
And it was very soon after that Jennifer confessed to the crime in full.
No. Do you want to tell me what happened?
Jennifer tries to explain why she took an innocent life. No one in the family can believe it.
I was very surprised when I learned what Jenny had done because it was so far out of character. When I learned about the coercive manner in which Brian dealt with her, it began to make sense. And when I learned that she had confessed to her horror that she had done it, that made sense to me. That's who I thought she was.
Jennifer's testimony helps convict Brian Hood. He claims innocence, but is found guilty of criminal solicitation and murder conspiracy. He's sentenced to 37 years. Jennifer is found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life. Her father will spend the next 20 years trying to understand.
I have between 13 and 14 feet of bookshelf, and I've read every one of them. Every kind of psychology you can think of. I just needed to learn how this could have happened.
His conclusion: persuasion can be a murder weapon.
Coercive persuasion. And a great many salespeople avail themselves of this method. And frequently they are, like Brian was, a psychology major in college.
I think Jennifer Reale, had she never met Brian Hood, probably would never have killed anybody.
It was a dinner invitation they couldn't refuse.
I'd like to make a toast to thank you all for being here. This wonderful occasion.
Anu Singh has enticed her fellow law students with a spine-chilling promise.
Be fantastic. I will be a new person.
She told a whole bunch of people,
So much better.
I'm going to commit suicide. Come to my place and we'll have a farewell dinner.
I just feel so good about this.
One person doesn't know of her sinister plan. Her fiancé, Joe.
Somewhere in that process, she said to herself, well, if I'm going to die, Joe should die with me.
Okay, just nobody say anything when he comes back. It's fine.
It is beyond my comprehension that those at the party that knew what this was all about didn't speak up and stop it.
In Canberra, Australia, 2 university students prepare for a night out.
Right. Hey, you see my wife?
Joe Chinque is smitten with his pretty fiancée, Anu Singh.
I'm fat. Look at me.
No, you're beautiful, baby. You look amazing.
But Anu's obsession is herself.
She's also impulsive, immature, rather manipulative, and extremely narcissistic. She really had to be the center of attention.
Need a little bit of help. Hello.
Sure. What do do I do?
No, do it up.
I'm trying. Just give me 1
Oh,
second.
come on. This is not gonna work.
Yeah, maybe you should try that Ipecac stuff, you know? Like,
Do you think it would work?
I don't think you need it, but I mean, if you want to, you can take it. I don't know.
When Joe mentions Ipecac, an idea takes hold in Anu's mind. Syrup of Ipecac is a medicine that induces vomiting. Anu starts to abuse it daily and soon wastes away to just 88 pounds.
Anu seemed to have a pretty normal life until her mid to late teen years, when her mental illnesses started manifesting. The first one was an eating disorder.
The second one is a dangerous delusion.
Once she started taking the Ipecac, she developed this delusion that she was dying. And when I say delusion, I don't just mean a kind of funny idea that all of us have in our heads. This was a psychotic belief which she could not be talked out of.
Clinical psychologist Ken Byrne says Anu sought help, but refuses to believe her doctors.
She was convinced that there was nothing that could be done to help her, that she was going to slowly, gradually waste away. She then became more and more suicidal and made plans to commit suicide. She took a series of carefully thought out steps. She researched suicide at the library. She tried to obtain a handgun.
That looks good.
Then she settles on heroin.
Do you still know that guy that goes to uni? Yeah.
Incredibly, no one questions her disturbing plan.
One of the astonishing things about this case is that a whole series of students at the law school had heard her talk about actively planning suicide. And to my knowledge, none of them put their hand up to someone and said, you know, you better go talk to this girl.
She'd be what people would call the drama queen. Things needed to centre on Anu.
Anu's defense lawyer, Jack Pappas, found her to be extremely self-absorbed.
Her acting out and her scheming was never about death. It was about the whole drama of her being at the centre of attention.
My best friend and we're over there. We're having a dinner party tonight. You guys are invited.
Anu decides to host a dinner party with her own death as the main attraction.
I'd like to make a toast to thank you all for being here on this wonderful occasion, to celebrate us.
As bizarre as it seems that most people at the party knew that it was meant to be a send-off party for Anu Singh.
I know you all know that I have been sick for quite some time, but I know...
And they seemed to take the view that, well, if someone wants to commit suicide, that's their business, not ours.
We all know that I met Joe through a wonderful friend.
But Anu won't die alone.
And I just love him to pieces.
She wants to take Joe with her, whether he likes it or not.
All right, man, look what you do. This is the heroin. This is what you're gonna put inside you, all right?
Yep.
Anu Singh is a law student
Light it up.
And how much goes in the spoon?
As much as you want.
taking lessons in death. She has decided to kill herself.
She tracks down a chap at the law school. He supplies her with heroin.
She suffered from clinical depression. She suffered from psychosis.
Yeah.
She did not even know what was real and what was not.
Is that enough?
Anu has a strong delusion. She thinks she's dying from using syrup of ipecac. It's a medicine her boyfriend suggested might help her lose weight.
An important part of Miss Singh's character is that she's very childlike and narcissistic. And so that in her view of the world, when something goes wrong, it must be someone's fault, and that it was his fault.
Now she blames Joe for her imagined illness. She wants to kill herself and take him with her.
The idea was that she would have a dinner party effectively as her send-off because she was going to commit suicide. It was like a Last Supper.
Anu plans to heavily sedate Joe with Rohypnol.
Rohypnol is a date rape drug. It causes very rapid loss of consciousness and causes somebody to fall asleep. It also tends to decrease a person's memory of any of the events that occurs to them.
Once her dinner guests leave, Anu begins stage 2 of her scheme. Joe Chinque is now at the mercy of the woman he loves.
She used enough heroin to kill 2 horses. It was a massive, massive dose of heroin.
Come on, darling, it'll be all right. I promise this won't hurt.
Heroin is a central nervous system depressant. As the person's respirations become depressed, less blood is flowing to the body, less oxygen to the brain, and the person begins to suffer from brain damage.
It won't be the peaceful departure Anu hopes for.
Fluid builds up in the lungs. It causes the accumulation of frothy fluid in the airways, which can then exude out the mouth and nose.
The nature of the murder might have started out as some kind of a romantic fantasy of leaving the world together and being forever together. But that fantasy was long since gone.
Joe! No, wake up, Joe! Oh!
In a panic, Anu calls emergency.
Where are you? It's 79. No, wait, it's 30.
But repeatedly gives the wrong information.
So this is this, self-involvement, wanting to protect herself, poor judgment, erratic thinking.
There's vomit everywhere. Blood stuff. Is that a bad sign?
Joe could have been saved had he gotten rapid medical attention.
But Joe Chinque is dead. And Anu has not kept her part of the deal. She doesn't try to join him.
She had every opportunity to kill herself at the end if she'd been serious about it, and yet she never even attempted, so far as anyone could ever discover, to inject herself at that time.
Anu Singh is charged with murder.
The prosecution were of the view that she was a highly intelligent girl, and she was. who had determined that she could get away with murder and was smart enough to feign mental illness.
But her defense proves Anu is mentally ill at the time of the murder.
Anu was compelled to carry out a fantasy that involved death.
She had a psychological condition that made her less responsible for her actions than you or I.
Found guilty of manslaughter, Anu is sentenced to 10 years in prison. She serves a total of 4 and now lives in Sydney, Australia.
Maybe if one person had gone to someone in authority, maybe this boy would still be alive.
Terry Walker is a survivor. A woman with a terrifying past.
To be honest, it was such a far-fetched story that they kind of thought I was making it all up.
But no imagination could conjure this shocking truth. Or the identity of the killer.
She was my mom. She's my mom.
"20-year-old Susan Knorr always enters the family home with trepidation.
So you decided to come back, have you? Huh? And just look at you.
Her younger sisters, Sheila and Terry, are on edge too.
Look at this piece of trash. Shut up!
My mom's personality was Jekyll and Hyde. One minute she could be the most loving person in the world, the next minute you were scared you were gonna die.
You see that? Are you gonna grow up and look like her, are you?
Her sense of discipline and abuse were so far out of whack that it's just unbelievable.
For years, Teresa Knorr has been abusing her 3 daughters, mentally and physically.
She's burned my back with cigarettes. She's put guns to my head. She's held knives to my throat, handcuffed me and beat me.
Hold her, body.
Teresa spares her 2 sons. They're encouraged to help the torment.
She liked men, but she didn't like women at all. She was jealous of her daughters. She enjoyed controlling them, controlling the house.
There was nothing in her mind but hatred, just sheer rage.
And today, that rage escalates to a place it's never been before.
My brother Robert was standing behind Susan, holding her back. My sister was fighting to get away. And my mom pulled the gun out and shot her.
What could drive a mother to shoot her daughter?
She was delusional and paranoid. And people that are delusional and paranoid should not be raising children. They are dangerous.
Teresa's terrifying delusions are symptoms of a mental illness. She's schizophrenic.
Schizophrenia is a mental illness that is believed to be some kind of genetic defect, chemical imbalance. People that get treatment can see symptom relief from the delusions. But Teresa wasn't getting treatment. And it grew, and it festered, and it became worse.
She believes her daughter's youth and their beauty are destroying her.
She thought her daughter, Susan, had cast a spell on her, and that spell was making her gain weight.
Teresa thinks a bullet will stop the spell.
Teresa felt that Susan was the devil. She would try and tell the other children that she could see horns coming out of Susan's forehead.
Susan isn't dead. She's seriously wounded, with the bullet lodged in her back. Her mother decides to let her live, but no one calls a doctor.
They were afraid of her. They were brought up under her violence. They weren't going to go to the authorities.
In the Knorr family, a trip to the hospital is out of the question. Susan is left to recuperate in the bath for 2 weeks.
The siblings are, part of them is thinking, well, better her than me. They grow up with this. They really don't understand that this isn't how life is in every household.
Incredibly, Susan makes a full recovery. But she knows she must leave her abusive mother.
My sister Susan would literally beg my mother, Mom, please just let me go, I'll do whatever you ask, just let me go. And my mom told her that if she let her take the bullet out of her back, that she'd let her go.
The price of Susan's freedom will be home surgery by her mother's hands.
Here she comes.
Why in the world Suzanne said okay to that is beyond me, but it does speak to the complete domination and control through fear that those children had of their mother. That promise of getting away was worth it.
Instead of gaining freedom, Susan becomes gravely ill, sliding into a coma as her body fights infection from the kitchen surgery. What comes next will be almost relief.
Taking her and her possessions, putting her on a top of all of her possessions, pouring gas on her, lighting a match.
In Sacramento, California, Teresa Knorr makes her sons build a funeral pyre. Driven by schizophrenic delusions, she has already shot her daughter, then cut the bullet out. Now, she wants to burn her body.
My mother thought that my sister had actually died when she pulled the bullet out of her, and that her body had been possessed by some evil spirit or a demon. In order for her to purge that evil spirit out of my sister's body had to be burned. All of her possessions and her had to be burned in order to free her soul.
But Susan isn't dead. She's in a coma. Her mother is burning her alive.
No! Mama, shut up!
With Susan gone, Teresa turns to her next eldest daughter, Sheila.
She would force feed her. Then if my sister wouldn't eat it all and would get so sick from being force fed, my mother would make her eat that food with the vomit in it.
Crazed by violent delusions, Teresa thinks her daughters are making her ugly.
Teresa's very existence as a woman was threatened by the presence of her daughters. She believed they were hurting her, that their youth, that their beauty was actually hurting Teresa.
Youngest daughter, Terry, is forced to witness each brutal act. In the height of summer, Teresa locks Sheila in a closet without food or water for over a week.
I'm gonna climb up and get to the light.
She kept saying she was crawling towards the light. She was gonna crawl towards the light.
I need a drink. Drink? Okay, go drink.
My mother left the house.
She's not.
I don't know exactly how long she was gone. It wasn't very long at all. And she left me there. And I tried to give my sister a beer. And my sister had explained to me she didn't want that. She wanted some water. Before I could get back to her with the water, my mother was pulling up. So I had to leave her there.
Beaten and bound, Sheila dies at just 20. Before she passes, she warns her little sister.
She told me, Mom killed Susan. And Susan told me I would be next, and I am. And she said, and when Mom's done with me, she's gonna kill you.
Terry finally decides to leave. She runs to authorities, but her story is so grotesque, no one believes her.
I had told police officials, I had told a lawyer who went to the police in Sacramento, nobody believed me. So I was starting to doubt myself even.
In time, someone began putting the pieces together. Detective John Fitzgerald has 2 unsolved murder cases that seem to confirm Terry's story.
One involved a young lady that was located along the highway. She was on fire at the time.
We're gonna put your sister in this box.
The other case involved a young lady that approximately 1 year later was discovered about 5 miles away at the edge of a small lake, and she had been placed in a box.
John Fitzgerald is my personal hero. He is the detective that kept the case open. He's the detective that ultimately came to my house and listened to me.
Terry told me that the 2 ladies who were killed in our area were her older sisters. She told me her mother was responsible for these 2 killings. In my mind and in my heart, I felt this was very valid information. She was telling me some things about these 2 crimes that nobody would know unless they were had some very close connections to them.
Terry's testimony and Detective Fitzgerald's tenacity end Teresa Knorr's reign of terror.
We obtained arrest warrants for the mother, Teresa, and for the 2 sons, William and Robert.
Son, Robert, is given 3 years jail. William Knorr is placed on probation. Teresa pleads guilty to both murders. Her mental state doesn't alleviate her punishment. She's currently serving consecutive life sentences.
Did Teresa love her children? At times, she probably did. But far more powerful than any love she might have ever felt for her daughters was the delusion that developed that her daughters were a threat to her.
Terry Knorr serves her own life sentence. Still affected by the horrors of her childhood and torn by the love that every daughter feels for their mother.
There's nothing she could ever tell me that would ever make me understand why she did what she did. But forgive her? Oh yeah, I forgive her. And I do love her. I always have. She's my mother. That's it.
Murder can be found in the most surprising places.
There was an orb there about the size of a softball, and it was grayish, leatherish looking.
A horrifying secret.
And I said to myself, oh, I hope this isn't what I think it
is preserved in storage.
I could see the eye and the nose and the mouth of a little baby.
She was using murder as a form of abortion.
In the early 1970s, at Conneaga Lake, upstate New York, Diane Odell is a young woman giving in to her desires.
The way Diane was, it was like, now I can do whatever I want because I'm free. And she did. She met the wrong guys, and she got pregnant, and all kinds of bad things happened.
Diane is a headstrong go-getter who won't listen to her mother, Mabel.
Mabel had no control over her. So if Diane wanted to go out at 2 o'clock in the morning and meet some guy and go for a trice in the woods, that's what she did.
Diane's wild ways soon deliver consequences. A teenage pregnancy with a terrible aftermath.
I think that Diane Odell did not want this baby, and when this baby came out, she was alone, and she murdered this baby.
It's easier to kill a newborn baby for some women because the bond, the mother-child bond, hasn't been formed. For most women, though, that bond starts forming the moment she finds out she's pregnant. That did not happen with Diane.
Diane makes another shocking decision. She doesn't dispose of the body. She keeps it in a blue suitcase. Author M. William Phelps has interviewed Diane Odell, asking her why.
Well, one of the reasons she gives me is that she wanted to give the baby a proper burial at some point in its life. And she didn't just want to discard the baby as if it was a piece of garbage.
The nameless infant will never be buried.
What?
For the next 15 years, Diane takes the corpse wherever she goes. And as Diane and her mother move around the country, she dreams of finding the ideal husband and father.
She wanted a man to go out and work during her day while she stayed home with the kids. She lived in that fantasy world of the 1950s and 60s.
For 5 short years, she finds that dream. Marriage to James Odell and 3 healthy children. But when the marriage ends, she returns to her wild ways.
So Diane is again without a man in her life. She's got 3 living kids and 1 baby in a suitcase. And she gets pregnant by, she doesn't really know who. She's sleeping with so many different men at the same time.
Her 5th pregnancy is a problem. With no husband, another child is another burden. But Diane has a solution.
There probably wasn't much decision-making going on in her head to kill that child. It was easy. She'd done it before, and the child wasn't doing her any good.
Diane Odell is becoming a serial killer of her own children.
Diane's mind was twisted.
Diane Odell has her own solution to unwanted pregnancies. Murder.
Smothering an infant is very easy. They can die without much effort at all.
With most infants, if something is placed over their mouth or nose, their exhaled carbon dioxide is then re-inhaled in. And subsequently, the child becomes hypercarbic, which is increased carbon dioxide. Death ensues shortly thereafter.
Maybe she did it for guilt. Maybe she did it because she was afraid to leave them behind, thinking they'd be found and she'd get in trouble. Maybe she did it because she could convince herself if she had them, they weren't really dead. We really don't know. Diane's mind was twisted.
Diane's preserved victims have one thing in common. Their fathers weren't around before they were born.
Whenever there's a paycheck around, she kept the baby because the baby could then, what? Provide her with money. The dad was bringing the money into the house.
There will be more pregnancies, more boxes. Eventually, Diane has 4 dead babies.
Basically, for Diane Odell, whenever she got pregnant and the father of the child wasn't around, she murdered that child. She was using murder as a form of abortion.
The murders only stop when Diane settles down with a new man and has 4 healthy children. But nearly 20 years later, her dark past will resurface. Diane has abandoned her personal possessions in an Arizona storage facility. When she doesn't pay the rent, the contents are sold. Thomas Bright thinks he's got a bargain.
I got a whiff of a musty smell out of it, you know, and there was some brown, flaky material, too.
Baby in this box.
There's a dead baby in the box!
Thomas calls in the police.
Yeah, I thought I'd pick up. Not only do they find one baby, as they start digging through the boxes, there's another one. 2 babies. They start digging through more boxes, 3 babies.
Along with the bodies are documents and effects leading straight to Diane Odell. Back in New York, Detective Thomas Scalepi calls in Diane Odell for an extraordinary interview.
She was very articulate. She was almost like a grandmotherly type. I mean, she's an older woman, middle-aged.
Diane says the babies were all stillborn, and she couldn't afford a proper burial.
The odds of that, 4 babies being stillborn, and 8 healthy children that we knew she had, were, to me, it was minuscule. If there was some type of foul play, I wanted to get to the bottom of it. If the babies were stillborn, we had absolutely no charges. We had no charges against her at all. If the babies were born alive, naturally we had murder.
After more than 20 years, Diane is their only lead. Forensic testing of the remains can't distinguish misfortune from murder.
It is a determination that is extremely difficult to make, and a determination made years and years later on mummified remains would be virtually impossible.
But Diane will make the key admission.
How did you feel about that? The baby cried. The baby cried. The baby cried.
That's when she told us that, yes, the baby did gasp and cry. She eventually told us that all 3 babies gasped or cried.
The babies cried. When they were born, they were alive.
The only way they can build a case against her is if Diane Odell puts a noose around her own neck, which she just did.
She asked me, what do you think is going to happen to me? I said, Diane, what do you think should happen to you? And that's when she just looked at me and she says, I think I should go to jail.
Diane Odell is found guilty of 3 murders. She's serving the sentences concurrently, over 25 years.
I think there was more to it than simply killing them because they were illegitimate. Most mothers love their child no matter what the circumstances of their birth are. Diane did not.
I was stunned. If you didn't want the child, give it up. There's agencies that could take the children. You don't have to kill them.
Even Diane's brother, Richard, finds it hard to forgive her.
I have no remorse over where she is. I was probably one of the first to applaud when I heard the verdict. She didn't deserve any mercy. Not for what she did.
Morgantown, West Virginia, 2005. Former star cheerleader Michelle Michael loves being the center of attention.
Michelle Michael is a very narcissistic person. For the narcissist, life is all about them and how do they look to the outside world. Everything had to be perfect, but it wasn't.
Claire, that wheel needs to go along that line. That was nearly right.
28-year-old Michelle is married, but she's looking for a new man. She wants a richer one.
Michelle Michael's standard of morals was very lax. She slept with a lot of people during her life.
At the hospital where she works as a nurse, Michelle has her sights fixed on a handsome young doctor.
Give me a J. Give me an I. Give me an M. Give me an M. Give me a Y.
Jimmy Michael.
Jimmy!
Jimmy was a good guy. He was definitely one of the good guys. Always looking out for someone else. Always wanting to help.
But it's not just Jimmy's charm and good looks that Michelle is attracted to.
She was attracted to his ability to make money.
With Jimmy on her arm, Michelle knows she'll be the envy of Morgantown.
So, do you play football yourself?
And for Jimmy, Michelle is his dream come true.
I thought so. You have a very good physique.
Jimmy had a thing for cheerleaders, and Michelle Michael was probably his perfect girl.
So what do I need to do to get another cheer?
Well, you need to do something to earn it.
And what might that be?
I'm sure you can do something.
Michelle knows how to get what she wants.
Sure, I think of something.
And it doesn't take her long.
Pretty soon, there was a lot of rumors going on around the hospital that they were having some kind of affair.
Michelle dumps her husband and begins her new life with Jimmy.
Michelle and Jimmy get married. He's doing well financially. They buy the dream house. Michelle starts to decorate it, get it just the way she wants, that whole image thing. Image was everything to Michelle.
Michelle and Jimmy look like the perfect married couple for now.
Hello, Philippa.
After they'd been married a couple of years, Jimmy decided he wanted to start his own business.
Jimmy leaves his job at the hospital to open a private practice.
Well, your eyes are sparkling.
It's something he's wanted to do for years, and he puts his all into the new venture.
And I'll see you tomorrow.
But according to author John Glatt, Michelle wasn't so enthusiastic.
He wasn't making the money that he was making before because he was kind of growing the business. And Michelle became very unhappy about that.
Well, look, he's not the most skilled kid on the farm.
And it's not just the money. With Jimmy focused on his new business, Michelle is no longer the center of attention.
What's that you're drinking there, Bob? Scotch. Scotch? In a Jim Beam glass.
It's a man drinking scotch.
That's all you guys had.
And she shows her unhappiness by openly flirting in front of him.
He had talked to me about trying to get Shelley to go to church with him and rededicate herself to the marriage. I don't think things were working out that way.
Michelle is out of control. As soon as Jimmy's back is turned, she starts an affair with one of his employees. And she does it in their marital bed.
I think he had tried.
Close friend Reggie Hours says Jimmy had no idea why his marriage was failing.
He could honestly say he had tried to make things work.
One day, he learns the truth.
Jimmy was tipped off to Michelle's affair by someone sending an anonymous note.
They put it in her mailbox saying, "Keep your whore off my husband."
Oh, get out. I'm getting changed.
Been shopping again?
Yes.
We
can't afford this crap.
Oh, you've got your own business, and I can't afford to buy new underwear.
Who are you buying this stuff for anyway?
Get out.
It's not for me. We haven't had sex in months. Are you cheating on me?
No.
Are you cheating on me?
Get out.
This marriage is over.
But there's no way Michelle is going to let Jimmy leave her. She knows the community would side with him, and her image would be left in tatters.
She wanted out, but she wanted sympathy on the way. She didn't want the wrath or the disdain of the community for leaving such a nice guy.
Michelle sees a different way to end the marriage. One that lets her walk away with all the sympathy she desires. Michelle Michael is a nurse who cares about herself.
She's got to be the coldest, cruelest person I've ever met in my life.
It takes a murderer to kill a man. It takes a monster to make him suffer.
In her role as a nurse, Michelle had access to and knowledge of a variety of drugs that could be used to save lives.
Michelle steals a drug called rocuronium. She knows exactly what one prick of this needle will do.
Once you give that drug, you paralyze every muscle in your body. And your diaphragm is a muscle that controls your breathing. So the diaphragm stops working, you stop breathing. You could still see him, you still know what's going on around you, but you can't move, you can't breathe, you can't talk, and you lay there and suffocate.
Bye-bye, sweetheart. Pleasant dreams.
It really is like being buried alive, struggling to breathe, knowing that you need assistance and aren't going to get it, but you are awake and aware of what's happening.
Michelle knows it will take more than 10 minutes for Jimmy to die.
And you can imagine how slow those minutes were.
Michelle leaves her husband to suffer a slow, lonely, and agonizing death.
She shut the door and went off to work to create an alibi.
When Shelley got to work, she seemed to be making a big point out of letting people know that she was there.
Her alibi established, Michelle puts the next stage of her plan into action.
She leaves work, gets in her car, drives home, and sets the house on fire, goes back to work, and waits.
Michelle tries to act normal as she waits anxiously for the fire department to call.
About 10:30, there's a call that her house is on fire, and she makes a big scene and she screams, my husband, and she drives off to the house, which is already burning.
Michelle arrives home to a dramatic scene, ready to play her part.
I live here. Where's my husband?
But she doesn't quite pull it off. Witnesses are confused by her behavior.
Her reactions and just her general demeanor were unusual and odd to them and did not portray a sense of loss and distress that you would normally expect.
And inside, fire investigators are also confused. Something's not right.
The body was in a strange position. It was like a little baby, like it had gone to sleep. It wasn't like he'd fought his way out or tried to fight his way out of a fire, which made people suspicious.
How can he not get out of a bedroom? How can he not move 10 feet to get out of a fire?
Jimmy's body is burned beyond recognition. Amazingly, an autopsy can still be carried out. A few days later, the horrifying truth is revealed.
Jim Michael was dead before the fire started because there was no soot in his lungs. There was nothing in his airways that would have shown that he was breathing in smoke.
Forensic examiners don't find smoke, but they do find a smoking gun. Rock uranium.
Jimmy's dad had called me up. He had gotten a copy of the autopsy report. He said, what is rock uranium? My heart sank. How do you tell a parent, someone that loved their kid as much as they did, that their son was paralyzed and laid there and suffocated?
Michelle Michael is now the prime suspect. Police know she has access to rock uranium. And they have security camera footage of her leaving the hospital to set the fire.
I never left the hospital grounds.
Well, that's not what your neighbor says.
Michelle denies everything.
We have an eyewitness who saw you leave the house and drive away. You're gonna tell me she's lying like the security cameras?
She must be. I never left the hospital grounds.
But there's enough evidence to make an arrest. And after a long trial, Michelle Michael is convicted of first-degree murder.
Many people have asked about this case. How can a person have done what she did? How could anyone plan to kill their spouse and carry it out in that cold-blooded way?
Something's missing in her. You know, she's not like a normal person.
It's just evil. There's no other way to put it. It's just pure evil.
Michelle Michael is sentenced to life. She maintains her innocence and is appealing her sentence. But Jimmy's friend Reggie is determined she'll never be released.
I still miss him. Still miss him. God willing, I'll be alive and I can go to her appeals and tell them the things that I know and tell them how cruel she was, and hopefully they'll deny every one of them.
For Michelle Michael, narcissist extraordinaire, life was all about her. She's got a lot of time to think about that now.